What if you had cancer and lost a child and you actually got closer to God because of that? That's what we're going to talk about today in our Hey Brother episode, as we break down a response to Ben Hartings, the last interview we just did. So, want to welcome everyone to another Hey Brother episode. This one's a shorter one with my brother Mitch, where we're doing our first thoughts on Ben's interview. And that's what I want to talk about. Before we dive into Ben's resilience, what do you want to talk about? What was one thing that stood out to you?
I think one of the biggest things was like at the end when you challenged him to think about where he wanted to grow. He defined like being prophetic in a way that I guess is biblical, but something that I don't think a lot of people have heard before.
Yeah, it's definitely new to me.
Yeah, and he was being prophetic means to hear God's voice and share it to exhort, edify, or console someone.
Yeah.
And like he was saying, that really narrows the scope and makes it achievable, right?
Right.
And I think he's right. I think we can all grow in that. And being able to, well, he wasn't even saying growing in that gift. He was saying more about growing and being able to receive the gifts to begin with. Right.
Which takes the pressure off of like me having to be prophetic, right?
Yeah. But you just have to be open to it, which like he said, like, he was like literally turns off his phone from time to time.
Yeah. And I think it demystifies, right, prophecy in a sense, right? I mean, there is mystic prophecy in a sense that like, we can have like this divine revelation from the Lord in a dream, like Saint Joseph, right? Like that's certainly possible, but it made it almost ordinary in a sense to live. Like, he made it sound ordinary to live prophetically.
Yeah, right.
Even though it's hard to, like, receive.
Yeah, he was going to be talking about that from the book that he mentioned, The Sober Intoxication of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Which was a book I got but never read. So I have it. A little more motivation to read it now. But part of that is to, like, have a new, what sobriety means. Yeah. And being just, meaning that, like, being a new normal, for lack of better terms, right?
Yeah, because your life was different prior to relationship with the Holy Spirit, and now it's grabbing your notes.
Yeah. All right.
The waterlogged notes.
It's been a morning.
Yeah, it has. But yeah, life is different when you have the Holy Spirit in your life, and I think that's something that we take for granted too often. So yeah, that's something that stood out to me too. Like, it hit me in the moment too when I was interviewing. I'm like, wow, this is a different way to look at prophecy, and like just kind of chewing on that now, and still from chewing on that from then too. Like, just like, how can I live more prophetically?
Yeah, I know. And like, I think it's even something more impactful for me because like the gift of prophecy is something I've experienced before and haven't like put into practice as much as what I should be, probably.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyhow, the second point that I wanted to bring up about Ben's was that he had a quote in there that he said, "God calls us to do crazy things, not stupid things."
Right.
Which is like coming from, I'm a very logical kind of person, right? Like, and that it justifies everything, right? You can do something that's crazy, but like his example was like, okay, but show me the receipts and like make sure like, right? Because spending all that money for 800 kids, right, was like the Damascus call,
right?
And he's like, this doesn't make any sense, but like, the foundation's there, so we're gonna go for it.
Yeah, he trusts the people, and like it was a crazy life movement to like go into the Damascus life as a financial director.
Yeah,
and it's like it's a great line because what I think of is like St. Peter being called to walk on water, right?
Yeah,
something that might seem stupid, like to other people looking outside, but when we look at it as merely crazy, which I don't know if merely crazy is the right way to say that or not, but like when we look at it as like certainly a crazy thing to do. But why wasn't it stupid? Because he walked on water.
Because he walked on the water.
He did it like a couple steps, and Jesus was doing it too.
And Jesus was right there.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's maybe like kind of a good metaphor too. Was like, because it would be stupid if I were to go out and run to the lake right now.
Yeah, and try to walk
on water.
Yeah,
because
the Lord didn't call you to.
Jesus is not there in that moment. That's just me trying to drown.
Yeah, or put your best David Blaine impression.
Yeah, just put a whole bunch of plexiglass.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that doesn't. The same trick doesn't work if the crowd's a little educated. Yeah, I think it's great. I think that both those points of like, how can we live as prophets, as men, and then how can we, trust the Lord when He calls us to crazy things, but not like just get ahead of ourselves and do stupid things, right? Like there's a balance in that. The thing that really grabbed my attention the most, and where I started this episode off with, was his resilience, and it was like a humble resilience too. He's like, yeah, like the Lord like did something in my life, and it was like I got through it, and like almost like yeah, whatever, cancer, losing a child, like
normal everyday things, right?
Yeah, in which like it was, and like you could tell he's grieved and there's pain there, but at the same time he just had like this humble like acceptance of both those like really painful moments of life, and like realizing how it's brought him closer to the Lord. And I think I might have even alluded to this in the episode. I'm like, a lot of guys would experience that and be like, hell no, like I'm not gonna be a faithful Catholic now, right? Like,
yeah,
like God did this to me. He took my kid. He gave me cancer. Like, what the hell? Yeah. Like, right? Like, like, so that was what caught my attention, his resilience, like his ability to like come back and trust the Lord in that, and then beyond that.
Yeah, right, and probably even grow through it, right? Mm-hmm. There's not even probably, because like he like directly link like porn to like that experience.
In overcoming porn?
Yeah.
That was like a bold vulnerability. I loved it.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, and if I hadn't gotten cancer, like maybe I wouldn't have gotten over porn. I don't know if he explicitly said that, but implicitly that's what he was saying. Like,
yeah, right, which is crazy, but
yeah.
But yeah, then when you when you look in the eyes of your Creator, right, and He's about to call you home, then
yeah, stuff gets real.
Things look a little different.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is great. Yeah, I loved his interview. I think there's a lot that men can glean from it. If guys want to look at that interview, it'll be one of the videos that come up here at the end for you guys to click on and listen to Ben's interview. I had a blast interviewing him. He's from the same hometown.
Here. Can we do that?
Right there. Right. Goodness. Editing involved. But we want to thank everyone for joining us for another Hey Brother podcast episode. If you're listening to us on Spotify, go ahead and follow us so you get notified for the next episode, or on YouTube, subscribe, leave a comment below. What struck you from Ben's interview? We want to engage with you guys. We want to hear your thoughts on this, and we'll invite you to join us next time. All right. God bless.